Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day here. We're taking a look at Trust Wallet, TWT. That acronym provides so many questions, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about Elliott Wave here on shorter and larger time frames, kind of see what the potential might look like here for this coin, as well as just general understanding of big picture, right? Because we want to know if this coin is going to continue or it's going to just sell off here. There's a chance of both, honestly, based on its history. It has tremendous potential. But the truth is, I think that we might see a slight correction before we see the next leg up. Yeah. So again, I think we're looking at something along those lines here. So if you are new to the channel, not a financial advisor, love to teach people to trade, I hope you can learn something here today. If you do want to become a better trader, cryptocash.tech is a site linked down below, or we can talk a little bit about ways to help you out. I've got a trading academy, community, and signals group. We also just partnered with Blofin exchange. This exclusive offer is only available till November 20th. They give you some trial funds there. Be sure to check that out. I partnered with them because we need more exchanges in the US and Canada where there's no VPN or KYC requirements. Be sure to check that out. They're a pretty awesome exchange. Smaller, very compliant. They were created post FTX, so I really like that about them. Okay, so on the daily here, we can see a pretty significant amount of volume. My goodness, look at this volume. And if we look at its history too, the last time it had a lot of volume, it's kind of spurred this next big increase. Okay, so I want to kind of get into your head here that this coin has much more potential to go up than down. But if it were to pull back, this would be the level that it could pull back to. In fact, there's two levels. It's oftentimes 0.382 or 0.5. And a lot of times those are aligned with fair value and liquidity levels, which we do have a pretty big previous fair value gap here from before. So just to note, when the price action was super high, the price sold off, left a lot of value on the table. We could very well see that get hit here. So all the more reason to be very, very careful with your shorts. I would, sometimes I'll set alerts at the upper end of these levels, and once it gets filled, take a massive short on the way down. Okay. So again, these overextensions are consistently happening right now in trading. We just got to be mindful of how to approach them. And right now, pullback is potential, but is it probable? Let's find out. So let's take a look here. RSI is extremely high. These are pretty common for most coins right now. In fact, the last time the RSI was this high, it was closer to the peak here when the price action was cranking back in 2021. Okay. So just give you perspective here, when the RSI hit the same level, we were right here and right here when the RSI was at the same level it is right now. Okay, so we very, very well could be in this position right now where the price action is ready for the next leg up. Just know things come in threes, so oftentimes when you see 3 or 4 strong green candles in a row, it is due for a correction. So if we look at that here today, we have seen roughly 3 to 4 candles that are very, very green, almost back to back. Okay, what that tells us is that we have 72 to 108 hours of overextension, and that's due for a correction. All right, so what does that mean here for us? Well, just because the RSI is high doesn't mean we want to short. It just implies that the price action is moving. We have a tremendous amount of volume to back up that amount of increase. So even though the price is high and it should come back down, it probably won't because we have a tremendous amount of volume at higher price points. Let's take a look at that here. In other words, we take a look at the 4-hour time frame. We can still see RSI is overextended, no surprise, but the money flow index is extremely high. Okay? We pull up a stochastic RSI as well. We'll go ahead and give that a second to pull up there. We can go ahead and see, of course, that we're starting to diverge here and we're hitting that higher point. Okay? Again, this is the first divergence. Typically, the second one is what you want to trust. So I'm not super convinced we're going to see the price action pull back. But if it were to, just know we have 2 fair value gaps here. One in the 1.35 to 1.42 range, another between 150 to 158. So if I were to short, I would consider a tight short somewhere in the range of 5 to 6%, no lower than 150, 155. Okay. Again, just to get that quick value and to get out, because just because there's a fair value gap doesn't mean it's going to get filled. A lot of times you just see little wicks in there and then eventual fills. Okay. That said, let's take a quick look at Elliott Wave on the 4-hour time frame and just note that we could very well have some different levels here. And this is where smaller time frames are beneficial to look at because you get better, tighter pullbacks, so to speak. Minus the massive amount of volume down below there. If we look at the most recent time frames, we can see there's a large chunks of volume at 163, 146, and 125-ish. Okay? So the truth is here, if you're going to short, the price action is more likely to come down to this level here, right around 145 and bounce, than it is to hit these 3 lower levels. Okay? Just note that those are common characteristic retracement zones. So the price doesn't pull back. Just say Bitcoin has a bad day, goes to 33,000, which I still think is due in the near future here, personally, for Bitcoin. Then we'll see something along the lines of a little reset for a lot of coins, and we could very well see these levels hit. But right now, with all this volume at higher price points, I'm speculating we're not going to see that big of a retracement, and the price is going to maintain itself for a little bit longer. Again, we are overextended on multiple time frames. Look at the 4-hour time frame here too. We're not massively overextended, but we do have a previous overextension. And what I mean by that is price came up to a 9 here, roughly about 36 hours continuation. Hits a massive short squeeze, price action shoots up, gets a little reset, come up to another 8, 32 hours of continuation. A little period of consolidation, price legs up again. We're at a 6 now, okay? The reason why I'm mentioning this is because these continuation patterns are fairly healthy. You can see the price action coming up and over, fairly consistent. It's not a straight line up, it's an up and over, so you got periods of consolidation between. So with us being at a 6 right now, hypothetically we should see a pullback within the next, 2 or 3 more 2 or 3 more 4-hour candles, roughly 12 hours, right? So by this time tonight, or 12 hours from now, I think we are due for a potential correction, or if this period of consolidation continues, we should very well see the price action work itself into a wedge and shoot up again. Okay, so again, just keep in mind, pay close attention to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is right now at 35,000, maintain that as a support. If it can hold that level, this coin will continue, I feel, for at least another day or two. I think this week's going to be a pretty solid green week. But you do got to recognize, though, we've got a lot of 9s on TD sequential in this coin. So I think a correction is due. Is it going to happen today? I think it's a 50-50 shot. Honestly, you could probably flip a coin and have just as much luck as trying to evaluate this. But once more, most of these bigger picture volume scenarios here are leading me to believe we're going to see a little bit more of a leg up before it pulls back. So I'm going to go ahead and set like an aggressive alert here, somewhere like the 190 range. And if I get triggered on that alert, I'm going to potentially jump into a short position. I'll reevaluate, of course, before I do. But again, just something I'm going to pay attention to. I hope this was helpful for you. Thanks again so much for watching. If you could like, subscribe, follow, greatly appreciate the support. Jump on over to Blofin there, of course. Brand new exchange. Awesome. Really very supportive. I love the way that they are creative and helping create a really healthy environment there for our US and Canadian members. So again, check that out. And if you want to join us over on Twitter, Telegram, and Discord, be happy to have you along as well. Thanks so much for your time. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good rest of your day. Take care.